Welcome to this new tutorial in Human UI in Grasshopper. As we can see, now we can adjust some materials and layers and change them in this control window. So let's see, if I start with 2 layers, I can see their U value, and also I can give a name of this layer. And if I were to save the state, which we will see how we can do this, and I increase the number of the layers. Now I have 3 layers, and I could write some name also here and click again save. And by adding the fourth new layer, we can see that the name of the previous layers is remaining the same as I gave this, and so on. And when I were to increase this and adding it again, it's stays the same name, and the U value will be also updated. So let's go ahead and see how we can do this. So first, to be able to see this control window from Human UI, I need this configuration of components from the plugin Human. So the launch window and the add elements, where we can add the different groups of elements, and this is set to true. And I've already prepared the first group of components that we're going to need. First, we know the honeybee component for opaque material, where we actually need 4 of this specification to build one material. And here I've already gave some values and the name of this, so that I can construct the material for later. And in the different layers, we're going to have different amount of this material, of this material in one layer exactly. And let's see how can we manage the number, and then we can see it in the control window. So first, I've already prepared the character sequence. I'm gonna begin with the number 1. But I think by default was 10. Okay, I need 1. And the first thing that I'm gonna write is my header of all materials, and it's gonna call material here. And I'm gonna graph this. So which I want also to make is that I want to add the number of material, for example, material 1, 2, 3, etc. I'm gonna need the series and this component for strings concatenate, where I'm gonna add the material itself, and starting by 1. And I already can see, so it's adding 1 after each name. So material 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe here I need some space. Yes, now it's looking good. And just leave this right here for later. And the next thing that I'm gonna be able to control is the number of the layers in this control window. Just make one slider. I'm gonna write here the number layers, and I want to duplicate the data, the amount of times of the number of the layers. So which is the data? So here I'm gonna deal with a lot of wave functions, so I can connect the number of materials with the number of layers, and I can combine them. And let's see how we can do this. Okay, let's go ahead with these constructions on wave. So I have to combine I'm gonna first use the 0 pattern. I have to combine the number of these values. So this is going to be the values that I'm gonna be able to change later on. So they're going here on the 0, and on 1 I have the next pattern which I combine, and this is the number of layers. So I want to have 3 times this group. Okay, so I need longest list. Let's graft it, put it here, and in this longest list I have the duplicated data, which is 3 times. Okay, I'm making this first for the material. This is material, this is the header of which layer. So this goes here, longest list. And now I can see that I have already the 4 values which I've defined here. And to be able to see this in human, I want to have the text box. Yes, create text box, and this is going to be the default text, which I'm gonna change. Second, we need this group again, and here we have this pattern again, also this, but here are no more these values. So here we have the numbers. Maybe I'm gonna put the panel to see clear, also for me better to explain. And I'm gonna put here the panel. So here I have the numbers, but I want also the names of this layer. So I'm gonna use first a panel. I just want the strings, so I'm gonna take this one, copy, put it here, this one, okay. So this is one, this is our multi-line text, and I'm gonna put it here for this wave function, and this is going to be the label of our text box. Okay, till now I think everything's good. Okay, here's our orange still. I have the data, so the data will be, for example, one number from this. It doesn't matter, it's only, it takes one number, is going to be 3 times. And now I can see in this panel, yes, I have 3 times the same values like default. This is going to be the 3 time layers with these default values. Okay, now let's get further. I'm going to need some value listener here. I just like to make this grouped to be able to find it later. And for now I can put my text boxes here in add elements for my control window to see what's going on. Okay, now I can see that this repeated for 3 times as the number of the layers, and it has in text box the default texts in branches, which I be able to change, and the value listener becomes the updated values. I have to watch out that the value listener is not allowed to be the add elements component. It has to, the value listener has to deliver the values through set components, but we will see that later. Now let's take the headers. We need create sorry, I want to create expander for the headers. I think I'm gonna grab this and take these titles here, the materials, and the concatenate one. Expander, what will be in the expander? There will be these branches with 4 elements each, and this expander is the next element which I'm gonna add with shift here. Okay, we see that something is wrong. Let me check this out. Yes, here was wrong the number of series, so we need actually the number will be to be like the number of layers, because it doesn't functioning. Okay, maybe now the doesn't functioning because I want to have first this and then the elements. Yes. Okay, let's see what is going on this part. So I want to be able to calculate the U value. It depends on the values that I've written on these layers, and I want to have one box here in human UI interface which is able to calculate this U value, this coefficient of the materials. So I'm going to need the value listener. Let's see how does it look like. Okay, it's the same here. Let's just graft this one, and now I have, after grafting, I have really the values as I want, but they are together. I want them separately in 3 branches. So let's write in this partition list, after the 4th index, after 0, 1, 2, 3, I take every 4, and I'm getting this list structure which I want. And I can start to build some fictive material which I later on with the honeybee tools I can reach out to the U value. This looks like so. I have the opaque material, and I want to opaque construction, and this one I need. These are the materials. So these materials are going to be present in list item component. List item, what is going on here? Okay, just take the first item of this list, and also flatten. Yes, this is the first 3 items for our 3 materials. Let's flatten this one also, and put them with the 3 names that I've already defined in the beginning. Okay, maybe here this one also flatten, and we have the component deconstruct construction. Construction. Yes, here we go. This is the U factor. Yes. I want to check what I've done. Okay, let's just check this material. Yes, now I have 5 materials in these values. So the first, second, and the group of them, all of them are giving this U factor. And this I want to see also in the control window. So for this one, maybe I need the data table, create, and also the combination of set data table. Okay, the header here, the header is called U value. This is also here and also here. The data, so it's very important that the value listener doesn't go directly in the data table. Here are my add elements, so I need some default value, for example 5, let's say, to activate this component. And then this is the data table which I'm going to change with what kind of data. So this is going to be my real data which I want to see, and then the data table which I've changed goes here. And now I'm able to see this on my control window. So this was one construction. Okay. I'm missing the slider. I'm going to go in the beginning to build a slider also in Human UI to be able to change it from here. So how can we do this? So you see now I'm increasing the number of the layers and I'm getting the different value. I'm just adding here some different values. Okay, yeah, here is needing more work because now I can't update the values still. Okay, so let's see here on this slider. I'm going to need one slider. Oops. Which has also value listener. And here comes with the be able to update this slider. So I need the component from human, I think. Set object value and get selected objects. Yes, now. Oh, not this one. I have to select. Yes, I had to push select, then select this one, and this is no more red. And this slider goes directly to add elements, so not the value listener but the slider. Again with shift. Yes, now here is our number layers, and here is updating already 3, 4. Okay, maybe I'm gonna group this. Here are our waves. Okay, and what I'm missing here is giving the name of the material. So here after each material expander, I want to have one box where I can write, is this the insulation, the concrete? And let's see how we can do this. In this second part, I'm starting here in the beginning where I'm gonna need the third construct with this wave. So here I need again this sequence with the materials and the number of the layers. So they're already here and on the first pattern, and instead here in the 0 I'm going to combine this with a text box. So this is the place where I can write the name of the material, so this goes here. I want also to set the text box to set, and sorry, this is the new text box, default one, like empty one, and the text box, create text box. The text box that I want to change is this one. Okay, so I'm gonna create the empty box to be able to change, which is going to be here. Okay, I think the sequence is not right. So I need the expanders, then I need this text box, then I'm gonna need all of the materials and the U factor. Okay, let's just disconnect all of them. So first I need the U value, then the expanders like titles, and these boxes that which I've created after this, then the text boxes for the materials. And now I think I have the right sequence. Here I can write, for example, concrete. Oh, I forgot the slider, so the slider maybe goes last here. Okay, it's in the beginning. And I can write here, for example, insulation. So this was with this group here. And here, I don't know, maybe default. So the thing is, every time I'm changing the number of the layers in this interface, the number of which I gave are not saved. So I can't use this right now. I'm getting always the default container names. So let's see how can we restore the state. So I need from human UI the save element states and the restore element states. The construct will be that I have the name and here the saved state. This is going to be restore. Yes, I want the boolean toggle. Let's just be false first. Here clear saved states. What is the default? False. Okay, I just leave it right now. Just rename it like state 1, for example. Which elements are these? So I want to be able to save the numbers which I'm giving here and the text boxes. So let's see. So the text box goes here in elements and also these text boxes with the numbers. I want to create a button to be able to click it. So the button takes also the value listener. Now I don't have any values, and the name of the value of the button is save. The values are going, what is this? Save state. Yes, the values which I'm typing are going to be saved, and the button goes to add elements. Yes, here above. Okay, what I'm missing here? Let's try this out. Okay, I'm typing here my material. I'm clicking save, and I think here has to be true, because now here by increasing every time the number, this value stays as I've written it. Here, for example, also the thickness, save, and every time I change this doesn't change, so it's saved. Okay, so this was the last construct of this exercise, and the U value is also be updating. Let's change this is insulation. Yes, here I've decreased the number of layers, and the last saved state was with 4 layers, so maybe now false. I don't save the last state anymore, so this is no more red. I can do this also with 2 layers, clicking save again, and now I'm able to add new ones. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and see you in the next one. Bye.